I'm on the movie, been the foundation. It's time to move. 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 Yeah, it's time to move. 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 It's time to move.
Hello, my beautiful people. This is R from DJ RU, and today we're going to be bringing you another deck profile for you guys to enjoy. This deck profile is going to be coming from the new set that released of Fullmetal Alchemist. And specifically, we're going to be going over a combination between the Xing Affinity archetype as well as Edward Elric of the Elric brothers. Now, if you saw our video that we went head-to-head against WabbleTCG, we actually was rocking this video against his Briggs archetype deck from the Fullmetal Alchemist set, as well as another video on his channel that we went up against Roy Mustang, and not gonna lie, we kind of got cooked, but that's not the fact. Roy Mustang is a different beast. But besides the fact, we were able to bring up quite the fight with the Xing Affinity as well as the Elric brothers, or the Edward Elric Xing Affinity combination deck as well. So in this video, we're going to be going into a bit more detail about the deck, its functionality, and its overall game plan. So why don't you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So to start this video off, we're going to be playing 4 copies of Ling Yao. Now, Ling Yao is the main fodder of the deck because the majority of the deck is going to be of the Xing Affinity archetype as compared to the Edward Elric brother card archetype that we're going to be playing in this deck. So he's the main card we're going to be running with a lot of our actually raids lingering around him again. And once again, this is going to be our main raid for the deck. So of course, we're going to be playing 4 of these bad boys. Next on our list, we're going to be playing 4 copies of the zero cost Edward Elric. Now, this is going to be our secondary fodder of the deck, which we're going to be utilizing to fund and to actually be fodder for our other raid target, our 4-drop Edward Elric raid target, because it has a lot of utility, which we're going to go over later in the video. But to start out, we're going to be running 4 of the zero cost Edward Elric. Next, finishing off our zero cost, we're going to be playing 4 copies of Mei-chan. Now, Mei-chan actually provides a lot of good utility into this deck, especially when we start getting into her 2 and her 3 cost cards. So being able to run her as a 4 of, as well as also another card that is also a get trigger in addition to the Elric as well as the Ling Yao card. We want to play a lot of cards, and we're actually playing a lot or pretty much all zero cost cards that have some type of trigger behind them. Moving into our 1-drops, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Lei Fan. Now, the reason we play 2 copies of Lei Fan, because even though she's able to dig 4 cards deep into our deck to find a Xing Affinity card archetype and add it to our hand, the main reason we want to keep her at 2 because we want to make room for our raid Edward Elric, which is also going to be having a similar effect as hers, but able to get a lot more value over it in the long run. And not to mention, she's also a draw trigger, so why not play 2 of her at least? But I feel as though with the way that this deck is built, 2 of her is a perfect good. It's not a perfect match, but I would say a good amount to run into this deck. Next, we're going to be playing 2 copies of the 2 energy generating Mei-chans. Now, we only want to play 2 of her because even though she does generate 2 energy on the back line, she is a non-trigger, so we don't want to flood this deck with too many non-triggers. But also because of the fact, because she generates 2 energy on the back line, she's able to help us get to that 6, that 7, or even 8 energy drop requirement for some of our effects of our other cards that we run into this deck. So because we're only going to play 2 of her. Going into our 2-drops, we're going to be playing the main lady of the hour, and always too sweet to be sour. We're going to be playing 4 copies of the 2 energy cost Lei Fan. This Lei Fan is one of your main powerhouses in this entire deck, because of the fact that not only one, she is a 2 energy, 1 AP cost card to bring out very early on into the game, but also because of her later game effect that if you have 6 or even if you have 7 energy generated on your back line, you can pay an additional action point to hold in order to pay her or to restand her, make her active. She also has the 6 energy requirement effect that she's not able to be blocked by characters of 4K or greater. And of course, we have the 5 energy cost effect that allows her to gain additional 500 BP to be swinging at 3,500 BP. So now, not only that you are not able to block her with 4K and higher BP characters, but the characters that you are able to block with, which are 3,500 BP and less, she'll be able to get over them no problem. Moving into our 3-drops, we're going to be playing 4 copies of the 3 energy cost Edward Elric. Now, the reason we want to play 4 of him is not only because of the fact that he is able to generate 2 energy while on the back line, being able to help hit our higher energy procs for our other characters' effects, but also he has a one plate effect that once played, you can look at the top 2 cards of your deck and choose to either keep that card on the top of your deck or put those cards into your sideline. So it's a really good way to be able to set up your following turns, or if you're running some cards which we'll be going over it later on into this deck style, how you're able to draw cards, you can also set up those plays as well. And because of that, we're going to be playing 4 of the Edward Elric cards. Next in our 3 cards, we are going to be playing 4 copies of Old Man Food. Now, this guy serves 2 main purposes. He can either be one character that you can keep on your energy line to generate that additional 2 energy, but also you're able to put him on the front line and he's able to swing on our turn as a 4K beater, just because of the fact that we have another, if we control several or more energy generation, he's able to get that additional 1K BP and start swinging as a 4K beater. And like you already see with this deck so far, we have a lot of ways to generate a lot of energy on our backline, so that way we'll have no issues with either moving him up to the front line or even playing them up to the front line to be able to provide that additional amount of pressure. Finishing off our 3 cards, we are going to be playing 3 copies of the Raid Machan. Now, to me, this card is nothing but value, because at its worst, this card is a 3 energy, 1 drop, generate 2 energy on the backline. At its worst. At its best, if you raid this card on top of another Machan, not only does the energy generation goes from 2 to 3 energy generation fairly easy, you are also able to get an additional card draw just off of playing her as a raid. So you play her, you draw an additional card, which helps if you play the Elric earlier on to be able to say, hey, I'm going to keep this card up top, then play this Machan to follow up to draw that card. She now generates 3 energy. And from what we've seen with a lot of cards in the past that you have to generate 3 energy, it's either a side card where you have to discard something or to utilize this effect, or it's like the Euphemia from the Code Geass Green archetype where she's 4 energy, 2 actions, and it's a high cost to pay just to be able to generate that 3 energy. So for her to be able to generate 3 energy just as a 3-1 raid and provide yourself an additional card to replace itself is really, really valuable. Super simple, but also super good. And of course, we have Equivalent and Strange, aka your Restand 2 AP cards. Nothing more to discuss. This is just, you always play this card, you always run 4. Stop trolling, play your 4 Restand 2 AP cards. Now going into our 4 cards, we're going to be playing 4 copies of Traveler from Xing. Now, you can go either or with playing your kill spells. You can either go with playing your Travelers from Xing, or you can play the kill spell for the Elric brothers. The reason that we are going to be playing Travelers from Xing is because we play so many Xing affinity archetypes in this deck. It's very, very unlikely that you're going to be having only 2 or 3 Xing affinity cards out onto the field. And even if you do, it's still not a bad card to begin with. But the ceiling on this card is just so high, is that you can easily get to having 8 Xing affinity archetype cards on your field, turning this into a kill spell to kill anything that's 8K or less. So because of that, how effectively you're able to provide that archetype onto this field as compared to just having an Edward Elric onto your field, I feel as though this will give you the more value in the long run versus having just a straight up kill anything 5K BP or less. Moving on, we are going to be playing 4 copies of the 4 energy cost Ling Yao. Now, this Ling Yao is actually pretty good with this overall game plan of this deck, mainly because of the fact that if you have 6 or more energy generation, once you play this card, you're able to draw another card. Another good card that benefits off the 3 energy cost Edward Elric of being able to manipulate the top 2 cards of your deck, following up with this card to be able to draw the card and just add it directly to your hand. Not only that, but he also has another when attacking ability. You're able to choose another Xing Affinity archetype card on your side of the field, and it cannot be blocked by a character with 4K or more BP on your opponent's side of the field. So this is a really good way to also set up your following plays. Not only if you have your Lei Fawn out onto the field that already cannot be blocked by 4K or more, but you swing with him and you just make one of your other frontline cards not able to swing be blocked, I should say, by 4K or more. Those are 2 attacks that you're getting in for free for the most case, or that's 2 attacks that they're going to be forced to block with their fodder characters. And not only that, it's also a really nice color trigger, which of course is one of the best color triggers in the overall game. So why not? You want to play 4 of these bad boys. Now to finish off our 4 energy cost cards, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Edward Elric. This card works so well with this deck. It works so well with your overall game plan of being able to flood your deck with as many Xing Affinity cards archetype. It's not even funny, because once this card is played onto the field, you can activate its when played effect to be able to dig 6 cards deep into your deck to be able to find any, must I repeat, any character card from among them and add it directly to your hand. And the only drawback is that you just have to de-raid this guy. Well, not de-raid him, but take the bottom side of it and just put it into sideline, which is basically de-raiding your character. But even though just you de-rated your Edward Elric, he's still coming into the field active. So he's still able to swing on the same turn that he came in, and he just nets you another card into your hand. And let's just say that you don't want to search that many cards deep into your deck because it's a effect that you get to choose to activate or not. You can just have a 4K beater on the field when impact just to finish off the game. So you can either have utility to dig further into your deck, or you just straight up have a powerhouse to be able to swing and just finish off the match. And because of that reason, I really do enjoy the fact that it was decided to play 3 of these bad boys in the deck, because it's super, super helpful with the overall game plan. And to finish everything off, we have the man of the hour, always too sweet to be sour. We have none other than the greedy macho himself, Greed. This card is crazy. Nothing else to it. Like, when you play this card onto the field, during the turn that is played, your opponent has to block them. They have to block them. No way, shape, or form. So you'll notice that in a lot of games that you have when you're in a stalemate against your opponent, you kind of want to dwindle their front lines to be able to apply more pressure to them, rather than just saying they're just going in for life. Because now you're sitting them in a bad situation, and you're actually sending them back a turn or two to be able to set up their board again. Greed allows you to capitalize off that heavily by forcing your opponent to having to block this character. But not only that, he also has another sideline effect that if he were to die, you can take a Ling Yao card from your sideline and bring it back out onto the field. Of course, you do have to sideline a card from your hand to do so, but I think it's a very good trade-off. Give and take. If you bring back the 4 energy card Ling Yao, he just nets your card. So you're basically just discarding the card, bring back a character card onto your front or energy line, and then drawing another card following that up. It's basically a 2-for-1, which, of course, how is that not a good thing? Unless you have no cards in your hand or 1 card in your hand that you want to keep. Now, even though Greed is a 6 energy drop card, with the way this deck plays, you will have no issues getting the 6 energy. Unless your deck just completely hates you in that one match, it is very, very, very easy to get to this 6 energy drop or this energy bar to start bringing your Greed out onto the field and start capitalizing on this play. And this is the reason that we play for him, because he's definitely the man of the hour and too greedy to be sour. And there you have it, folks. Now let us know down below what you guys think about the deck, or even let us know what type of additions or changes that you will have for the deck when you play it in your hand. Now, for those of you that are over at Gen Con that are playing in the first regional tournament, I really hope that some of these decks do make it into the top 8, top 16, or top 32. Anything of the matters. That way we can see just how powerful this deck really is. But other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all into the next video. And once again, if you want to see this deck in action, check it out in the videos down below. I've been Art from DGR Union, and you guys have a fantastic day. Peace.